Hi, this is Jim Yukovich. I'm coming to you from the Yukovich-Kavanaugh Moot Courtroom. This is an update on civil trials in the Los Angeles County Courts and a few other places during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a quick update, but it's based on new developments occurring right now. The current order in Los Angeles County continues. All civil jury trials are suspended until January 2021. However, based on information I've received while remotely attending case management conferences, as well as conversations with court personnel, it's highly unlikely there will be any in-person civil jury trials in the first quarter of 2021. That may have something to do with the fact, as the Daily Journal reported, 7 judges at the Stanley Moss Courthouse and 3 judges at the Metropolitan Courthouse in downtown LA have tested positive for COVID-19 last month. Some lawyers and litigants have said that the LA County Superior Court has become a super spreader court. I don't know about that, but just to give you a sense of what's happening elsewhere in California, we were in a hearing last week in which a San Diego County judge said he and his fellow judges do not see how a civil trial can go forward in 2021 because of the backlog of criminal cases. We're also starting to hear about the real risks involved in forging ahead with jury trials during the pandemic. At a recent jury trial in Texas, that resulted in 15 COVID-19 cases, including 2 jurors, 5 court personnel, and 8 members of the legal team. In the end, the Texas judge, facing a dwindling supply of jurors, had to declare a mistrial. But back to Los Angeles. We've been hearing that LA County judges have not insisted on remote jury trials because of concerns that mandating such trials would likely be appealed. As of right now, judges in LA County will go forward with remote jury trials only with the stipulations of the parties, and I can tell you there will be very few of those. This was reiterated recently by a senior judge in the LA County Court. However, this same judge went on to say that judges' inability to mandate remote trials may soon be changing. We'll have to think about that, because if we keep going like this, they're going to need to do that. They'll have to find a way. It's unclear exactly which judge or court is going to be ordering county judges to push ahead with remote jury trials. It could be a local order. It could be a statewide mandate from the Chief Justice. Nor is it clear whether the LA court will first allow for a few test remote jury trials in order to work out the kinks that are likely to take place before having other civil cases. We know from our research that test remote jury trials have not always gone well, as I discussed in my last video. In other Los Angeles news, a totally remote asbestos trial is scheduled to go forward this week, the week of December 14th. That's not going to take place. And the recent shelter-in-place order, which is here in Los Angeles, due to the current surge in COVID-19 cases, has cast doubt as to whether the trial will go forward at any time in the future because of the potential difficulty in gathering enough jurors. In another multi-defendant asbestos case, Judge Cunningham, the pretrial asbestos coordinating judge for LA, Orange, and San Diego counties, recently suggested if plaintiff and a defendant stipulated to a bench trial, Judge Cunningham would sever that defendant and allow the other defendants to wait for a live jury trial. Plaintiff in that case, concerned about potential estoppel issues, declined Judge Cunningham's offer. There's also a concern in LA County regarding citizens appearing for jury trial during the pandemic. On some days, according to an LA judge, only a handful of people will really even show up. So as we can see, Los Angeles is still grasping with how to move forward with the tremendous backlog of civil cases on its docket. Despite the welcome news of the impending rollout of COVID-19 vaccines, it's going to be many months before enough people receive the vaccine that judges, plaintiffs, defendants, and jurors feel comfortable in restarting in-person jury trials. In other news, in a major liability trial in San Bernardino County involving a claim against the California State University, in-person voir dire has been going on for the last 2 weeks. Yesterday, the judge finally agreed, by motion, in light of the recent COVID-19 surge in California, to grant the defendant's motion to stay everything in the case until mid-February. You have to understand, this case has been going on actively picking jurors for 2 full weeks, right in the middle of the pandemic, despite objections from the defense. The defendant's motion made a detailed showing of how the dangers of COVID are rapidly increasing and how pushing ahead with a jury trial at this time really violates California's new stay-at-home order. If you're a defense counsel or defendant facing a similar situation, give me a call. Happy to send you a copy of this motion, and it's a good one. As always, we're closely monitoring the status of civil jury trials, both here in LA and in all the jurisdictions in which we practice. We're committed to giving you, our clients, regular updates on the status of jury trials, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, you need help in any pending jury trial, give me a call. Happy to talk about it. So for now, goodbye from Los Angeles.